The Green Lanterns of Oa are an intergalactic military policing force created by the Guardians of the Universe to bring peace and order to the cosmos. The Green Lantern Corps has become one of the most powerful entities in existence. There are currently 7,200 lanterns patrolling the 3,600 charted sectors of space, planet Oa being in the center. There are currently 2 lanterns per sector, with more being added as the universe is explored further. These cosmic policemen enforce peace and order to the universe by wielding a ring of power. The Green Lantern Ring is the most powerful weapon in the universe. Drawing from the strength of the user's will, the ring creates hard light constructs in any form the ring bearer can think of. The Power Ring also gives the user the power of flight, an energy protection shield, and access to records and data while on duty. The ring draws its power from the lantern given to each corps member. These lanterns are stored in a pocket dimension until called upon by its user. The central power battery, located on Oa, is a center power source for all Green Lantern's power rings. To access the power source, each Green Lantern quotes the sacred oath, which goes as follows: "In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil smite. Beware my power, Green Lantern's light." There are currently 5 Green Lanterns of Earth: Hal Jordan, Guy Gardner, John Stewart, Kyle Rayner, and the newly added recruit, Simon Baz. A test pilot for Ferris Air, Hal Jordan receives his ring after a Lantern member, Abin Sur, crash-landed and died close to his vicinity. Sent to Oa and trained by his mentor and nemesis Sinestro, Hal Jordan will prove that he is possibly the strongest and most revered Lantern in all of the Corps. He has kept a steady on and off relationship with his boss and Star Sapphire member, Carol Ferris. When Coast City was devastated by the cyborg Superman, Jordan faded into misery and fear, which attracted an entity known as Parallax, the embodiment of fear, to possess Jordan on a murderous rampage throughout the cosmos. Eventually, Jordan expelled the Parallax entity and heroically saved the sun, and doing so, he took up the mantle of the new Spectre for a short period of time. Jordan found himself being a founding member of the Justice League after Darkseid invaded Earth. He stands guard of not only Sector 2814, but his homeworld of Earth, along with Superman, Flash, Cyborg, Batman, and Wonder Woman. After frequent miscommunications and arguments, he left the League to focus protection of the universe from the threats that expand throughout the cosmos, along with the rest of the Green Lantern Corps and the newly re-inducted Lantern, Sinestro. A police officer from Baltimore, Guy Gardner, was kicked off the force for saving hundreds of lives by sacrificing a few dozen. During a routine patrol, Gardner discovers that a suicide bomber was attempting to blow up an airplane. He made the difficult choice, and because of his actions, he became the one child out of 3 siblings to be kicked off the force. During his time off and unarmed, he came to rescue his brother cop from a gang attack. His ability to show great willpower against fear attracted the Green Lantern Ring. With his newfound powers, he rescues his brother from danger and soon after was brought to Oa for training as part of the Green Lanterns. Guy Gardner was actually chosen by Abin Sur's ring along with Hal Jordan, but since Jordan was closer to Abin Sur's vicinity, the ring chose the flight pilot from Coast City first, and Gardner became the second Green Lantern of Earth. Despite possessing an egocentric personality, Guy Gardner has proven time and time again to be a prominent member of the Green Lantern Corps. Gardner's willpower and rage are the most prominent emotions he possesses. The rage in him at one point attracted the Red Lanterns, and for a short period of time, he reveled in his new powers. He eventually came back to the Green Lantern Corps and went on to joining the Justice League International for a short period of time. Formerly an architect, social activist, and a member of the U.S. Marine Corps from Detroit, Michigan, John Stewart was selected to become one of the Green Lanterns from Sector 2814. Selected by the Guardians after Hal Jordan gave up his position and Guy Gardner was injured in a disaster, John Stewart quickly earned his power ring and has since been a key figure in most, if not all, Green Lantern story arcs. With his extensive architectural and military background, Stewart is capable of creating some of the most powerful weapons in the League. He can be seen wielding a sniper rifle construct as his weapon of choice. During the first Lantern attack, he was a key figurehead in reviving the Green Lantern planet Mogo. In the New 52, much like Hal Jordan, John Stewart has been keeping a close relationship to a Star Sapphire member, Fatality. A struggling artist from Los Angeles, Kyle Rayner was handpicked by the Guardian Ganthet after Hal Jordan, possessed by the Parallax, devastated Oa. Jordan, after witnessing the destruction of his town, Coast City, went on a murderous rampage, destroying the Central Power Battery, the Guardians of the Universe, and the Green Lantern Corps. Only one Guardian named Ganthet survived. He reforged Jordan's discarded power ring and traveled to Earth to find a savior. The ring led Ganthet to a back alley of a bar where Rayner was found. Kyle, chosen for not only his strong willpower, has the potential to harness the emotional spectrum and would gradually be the White Lantern. The Guardian and the Earthman would grow to have a strong bond. Rayner have stated that Ganthet is like the father he never had. Even when Ganthet was deprived of all emotions and came to kill his creation, Kyle Rayner would sacrifice his life and protect the Guardian from a killing blow. This last act of love will show us that Kyle Rayner has mastered all of the emotional spectrum and be revived as the only White Lantern. With his artistic background, Rayner can make some of the most creative light constructs ever imagined, and you can often see him befriend other Corps members with his ability to harness all of the emotional spectrum. An automotive engineer from Dearborn, Michigan, Simon Bass has had a difficult life growing up. Because of his Lebanese-American ethnicity, he found himself a scapegoat after the events of 9/11. Simon's affection for automotives led him to illegal street racing, and as an adult, during a street race, Bass found himself in a serious car accident that left his brother-in-law in a coma and his sister, husbandless and supporting a child. His guilt and responsibility led him to do one thing he knows best to earn money for his sister and her child. One night, during a car hijacking, Bass discovers a bomb in the backseat. He jumps out right before it blew up a building. Thrown in jail and labeled a terrorist, Simon Bass was chosen by Sinestro and Hal Jordan's ring to be their replacement. During this time, Jordan and Sinestro had been warped into the dead zone by the Black Hand. Now with the most powerful weapon in the universe at his will, he struggles to gain control and even clashes with the Justice League. Found by BDG on his search for Jordan, his new Squirrel mentor gives him a crash course in training and brings him into space to fight the Guardians' Third Army, whom threatens all emotional free will of sentient life in the universe. Simon Bass was allowed to keep his Green Lantern ring after Sinestro traded in his green for yellow, and Hal Jordan was appointed the leader of the Green Lantern Corps. Soon after, Simon Bass was offered a membership by Amanda Waller and Steve Trevor to join the Justice League of America. During the Forever Evil story arc, Cyborg had his body maliciously ripped apart by a sentient virus. Simon's ring was the only thing holding Cyborg's body intact, saving Victor's life. Simon has also been shown to have the unique ability to Green Lanterns, the power to heal. He is able to wake his brother-in-law from a coma through sheer willpower, and very nearly revived Sinestro's homeworld of Korugar and all of its citizens when in possession of the Green Lantern ring. Besides his Green Lantern ring, Simon utilizes the use of a handgun. Since his ring was unpredictable and unreliable, Simon kept his handgun on him to use for emergencies. It has come in handy in more than just one occasion. Simon will go on to train Jessica Cruz, a human female who came in possession of a Green Lantern ring from Earth 3 following the Forever Evil events. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Island. My name is Joey and thank you so much for watching my origins and bio for the Green Lanterns of Earth. Now, as the title states, this is the new 52 origins and bios. That being said, many aspects of their origins and journey through their lives have been retconned. Because of the new 52, quite a lot of backstory has been changed, but most stayed relatively the same, such as Jordan becoming possessed by Parallax, John Stewart's military and architectural, and Rayner's artistic background stayed the same, but Guy Gardner's Volderian DNA has been retconned, and he is now a standard human. Simon Bass is also a totally new character, only seen in the new 52. There is also a Green Lantern that you might have heard about, named Alan Scott. Chronologically speaking, Alan Scott was the very first Lantern created during the beginning era of comics, but he has been booked into another universe separate from the Prime Universe. Now, since the new 52 debuted back in 2011, Alan Scott has his origins changed slightly for today's young comic reading audience. After the Flashpoint event, Alan Scott is returned as a young media mogul in Earth 2. In this incarnation, Scott is gay and has a boyfriend named Samuel. The two decides to take a break from work by going on a trip to the countryside of Hong Kong. While inside the train, Alan Scott decides to propose to Sam. However, the train explodes before Sam can answer. As for the ring, Alan wears the engagement ring he was about to produce to Sam, as it was transformed into his power ring because it was something Alan was attached to. Alan Scott possesses the powers comparable to a Green Lantern of the Green Lantern Corps, although what fuels his ring is vastly different. He receives power from the magical force called the Star Heart. So Hal Jordan is often thought of as a main Green Lantern since he is the first in the Prime Universe and was recently portrayed in the big screen by actor Ryan Reynolds. You can follow his adventures in the new 52 title Green Lantern, where he teams up with and often clash heads with his former mentor, nemesis, and friend Sinestro, who was recently given back his Green Lantern ring. Best part of this issue for me is the chemistry between Jordan and Sinestro. The two are forever at war, but even Sinestro says it himself. They will always be friends. Hothead Guy Gardner can be found with his pal, the Common Collected John Stewart on Oa. You can follow these two in the new 52 title, Green Lantern Corps, where the theme changes from internal politics to intergalactic policing and much more. In my opinion, Gardner takes center stage and Stewart is benched for a big part of this issue series. I want to see more of Stewart, and they can also throw in some more colors since a big chunk of the story takes place on Oa, where we see a lot of green. To follow Kyle Rayner, please pick up the Green Lantern's New Guardians, where he journeys to find his calling by mastering the entire emotional spectrum and allying himself with other corps members to form the New Guardians. For me, I'm definitely a fan of Kyle Rayner. I love the clever dialogue and discovering how each lantern and their respective emotional spectrum powers will mingle with each other. Last but definitely not least is Simon Baz. I never understood why his lantern uniform makes him wear a full head mask, almost like a Mexican wrestler. I wish he had something more casual. It's too early for me to see where Simon Baz fits in with the Green Lanterns, but I am excited to see how he will deal with Jessica Cruz and the Green Lantern ring from Earth 3. You can follow him throughout the pages of the 3 Green Lantern issue series and also in the pages of Justice League of America. So I hope you enjoyed my origins and bio for the Green Lanterns of Earth. Each Earth Lantern has so much history, and this video can be easily 45 minutes to an hour long, so for the sake of time, I will stop it here. I do want to get into further details of each lantern, but that is a story for another day. So I have a question for you. Now that you are a bit more caught up on the Green Lanterns of Earth, who is your favorite? Please let me know in the comments below. And please let me know below if you want me to do an origins and bio of a hero you feel deserves one. I highly recommend checking out my last origins and bio for Aquaman to catch up on what he has been up to since the new 52. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another origins and bio.